If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell icon to get the latest updates.
So, group reporting, this is a new software, the new SAP product, which has came up in 2019, 19 or 18, somewhere back. So there are two versions of it. One is on-premise and another is the cloud version, right? So we
Okay.
would be taking care of the on-premise version for SAP group reporting. Uh, it it started from 2018, then upgrade came up for 2019, 20, then 21, 22. The 22 is the latest version that we have
Okay.
in group reporting. So from group reporting point of view, like previously we used to have BPC, uh, business planning and consolidation module of SAP, which has now been replaced by SAP group reporting for consolidation. For planning
Okay.
also, right now they have been going on with some of the changes. They are looking for SEC also. They have been upgrading themselves, where planned data can also be bringed in group reporting and accordingly worked on.
Okay.
So here you can, it's just an overview page from the SAP. For example, here you would get all the modules which is our on-premise with the latest upgrades. Let's say FP01, FSP0102, all those, whatever the upgrades,
Right.
right, that has been available. For example, let's say you have initially implemented 1809, right, the
Right.
very initial one, and then
Yeah.
you upgraded your system. Then you would be implementing certain S nodes, you would be having some connect with the SAP, and then it will be like going forward, or SAP would guide you that uh, is there any technical challenge or is there any other documentation that you need to refer, anything,
All right.
right?
That's from the implementation point of view, right?
Yeah, that is from implementation point of view,
Okay.
everything.
So in terms of let's say interface,
Hmm.
if I have installed, can you just show me that list again? This list that you were just showing, to the list of versions,
Hmm.
that drop down. Yeah. Let's say I have installed 1909, right?
Hmm.
I have
Right.
1909.
Hmm.
So one who has worked on 1909, and if I am moving to a company where they are using, let's say, 2022. So in terms of the interface, will there be a lot of differences?
No, there will not be much differences, but yeah, there will be some changes in terms of for example, like in 1809. Let's say I'll give you a simple example.
Yeah. So in terms of how you pull out a report,
Right,
how
right.
you
So there will be no change in that.
console. Yeah.
There will be certain changes Fury apps might get changed,
Okay.
right? For example, like previously it was uh, create slash change. I'll just keep some shortcomings like cons unit, that is the
Right.
consolidation units, right? It was till uh, 2020 or below that, right? But thereafter it has changed to define cons unit.
Mhm.
Like in 2020, you would see this app instead
When you
of
say
this app.
consolidation unit, what do you mean by that?
Consolidation unit is the lowest level of entity. Like when we start the
Okay.
consolidation, yeah,
Understood. Understood.
we'll see on this. I'll explain you everything on that.
Okay.
Okay. Like that, it is one change, right?
Okay.
Thereafter, there are certain other changes. Like if I compare from the old version from 1809, they were been having some hierarchical structure, of data monitor, or let's
Okay.
say of consolidation view.
Okay.
Okay. But from 1909, right, it got changed, and now they are having a flat view, hierarchical view. I'll just explain some detail around it, right? Since you are looking for an end user training, right?
Yeah.
So for
So,
end user, let's say we have global. This is known as consolidation group.
okay.
The terms have changed, but it's something similar to that. Then beneath that you have like uh, consolidation unit as A1, then A2. Here
These will
you
be
have,
individual companies,
yes, these are the actual individual entities you have.
individual entities, right?
B2, sorry, B1, and lot many as like uh, C1, C2. Okay. So on top of this, here there will be one more group. Let's say CG1. This will be
Understood.
uh,
Understood.
CG2, and so on. Okay.
Yeah.
But in this topmost group, in this group, it will be something like hierarchical structure, going some arrows to this, this, and this, all the three groups.
Right.
Okay. And these are your cons unit. Now, when we go into this flat view, like in your consolidation process, you would be able to see all these groups in the same way. It will be one after the another, but it will be the same way. But when we go in in 1909, right, you would see a flat view, okay, where this global group will have all the cons units under it, A1, A2, B1, like that.
Even
Okay.
even if they are on different platforms.
Yeah, yeah. Even though if they are on a different platform, you would be able to see. Then this will be cons group one. Then you would also have that uh, cons group as like CG1. Beneath that, you would see A1, A2. Then another cons group, CG2, B1, B2, like that.
Okay.
Like it's a different in terms of like the view. Okay, if I can show it here. I don't have any screenshot, but yeah, like this. This is from 1909. This is a flat view.
Okay.
Okay, where you can have one entity and another. The topmost group will have all the entities, whereas at individual group level, if you want to eliminate or view data, then
Mhm.
you can have it uh, under that also.
Okay.
Okay, but in 1809 it was little bit different. That will be
Okay,
something
that's
like,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when we say consolidation group one or group two, that means the individual entities like A1 and
No, no,
A2,
no.
they will be first consolidated at one level. First, we'll do the consolidation of A1 and A2, and it will become CG1. That's what you're saying?
No, no. So actually, it will be a data release process. There is whole process. Like there is one in consolidation process. Like let's focus on this SAP document, right? It has given us the complete uh, overall picture, like how this consolidation would happen. So in the consolidation process, the first thing that we need to have is, you're able to view my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first activity that starts is basically the setting prep activity, period preparation. So in
Okay.
that we would be just maintaining, like checking certain things, setting up our period, checking our master data. Master data is basically none other than your FS items, your GL accounts, mapping, and all those things. Right?
Yeah.
Global
Yeah.
parameters is the first thing where we would be deciding for which period we would be running our consolidation. Let's say
Okay.
if you are uh, thinking to run for your consolidation period, your consolidation for, let's say, uh, period 12 of 2023, then what you'll do, you go into your global parameters app, update this uh, period along with some other parameters, right, which we will see further, and then you will be starting your your next step for your period preparation. Okay.
Okay.
So it will be something like setting up global parameter first, then checking the master data. Master data is nothing else your GL account, or is there any other updates into your consolidation process. I think I missed one thing. Sorry. This is a disclaimer. Sorry for that. I'm just switching in between.
That's okay.
And the agenda, the key functionalities of group reporting. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I'll so here the next thing is the master data. Master data would include many things. Let's say FS item, then mapping, hierarchy, your cons unit. These all things would be your master data. Okay.
Okay.
So let's say you have some GL accounts created, then it will be part of your master data. Same ways for hierarchy, consolidation units, everything. Then the next thing we have the exchange rate, maintenance of exchange rate.
Hierarchy is what? What do we define in
Hierarchy
hierarchy?
is in structure.
Structure of
The
what?
structure, it depends. Like it could be a structure of your balance sheet, your income statement, or your uh, cons unit hierarchy, your profit center hierarchy, your cost center hierarchy. Like these are created in
Okay.
group reporting, and which will be only restricted. Like it will not be taking from uh, finance side, AC doc A, the finance team,
Okay.
right? These will be created in group reporting and can be used for reporting. Based on that only it will be used.
Okay.
Okay, so it is something like FSV we have in CFIN. So it is something like that, similar to that. Then we need to maintain the exchange rate. So this exchange rate typically depends upon the business decision. Let's say if the consolidation, the exchange, we are bringing the group currencies in group reporting directly from CFIN, then in that case, these rates are not required to be maintained in group reporting. It will be automatically maintained in CFIN side, and we will not be required to run one step, the currency translation.
Mhm.
Okay. So once
Okay.
all these activities are done, whichever is relevant, right? The first one is mandatory and other two are like depending upon your config, what we have. Okay.
Okay.
Then we need to go as a first period like data collection and data quality check. That is, data collection is basically like releasing the data from finance side to group reporting. Like we have two tables. You would be aware for AC-Doc A and AC-Doc U. This is S4 HANA table, and this is for group reporting. So the whatever the data we have in HANA,
Mhm.
transactional data, that goes and sit into this table, and whatever the transactional data we have for group reporting, that goes and sit in AC-Doc U table. Okay, like releasing of data from AC-Doc A to AC-Doc U, and that can be done on real-time basis. Like you post a transaction in HANA, right? And you want to see it in group reporting, you can get that transaction in group reporting as you post. You need to perform certain steps, okay, which is like opening the period, running the balance carry forward. Like opening the period is something like
Yeah, I understand that. I
yeah,
understand
yeah.
that.
I'm just showing you the screen so that you can easily uh, see like what I mean to say here. So it is similar to like something like this data monitor.
Okay.
Okay. So you have multiple activities lined up in the rows and column. Like here you would see the consolidation units and the consolidation group. And here are the various activities which we are right now discussing in this tab, right, in the data monitor part. Okay.
Okay.
So the first thing is like right now this period is closed. So whenever we set up the period, right, we would been able to see everything coming up in green. The green means that your period is not open. We need to open this. Once we open it, it will be a transparent, like it will
Okay.
have no color, which means that the period is open. You can run all these activities like balance carry forward. It will be ran in the first period only. Let's say if you are starting in December 2012, your first time you are doing running this group reporting, then in that period you would been able to see this activity lined up there, but you can't run it. Okay,
Okay.
but when
Okay.
we go in period 1, see in this case also if you see it is 2019 12 period 12, but balance carry forward is coming. You can't run it, but as soon as we go into period 1, we need to run this balance carry forward, so that whatever the balances are there, the balance sheet amounts are there in your previous year, that will be carried forward to the current year.
As soon as the consolidation is done as of 31st of December of the previous year, so we have to carry forward the balance the next year, right?
Yes, yes. So it is like, let's say, uh, you start in between of the year. It will only appear in your first period only, first period of your consolidation. Let's
Okay.
say you did for 2012, 2022, then you went in Jan 2023. So here you would see the BCF task, balance carry forward,
Yeah.
right? What it will do, it will just pull all the balances that we have on balance sheet side to this account to next year. Okay? It will just
Oh, okay.
pull all the balance, the only the balance sheet balances are, because P&L is
Yeah,
not
I
carried forward.
understand. I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we have the release activity, release universal journal. So this is basically like this releasing part, release of data from AC-Doc A to AC-Doc U. Like that, whatever data we have in that period, let's say in December 2022, that will be released and moved to group reporting, AC-Doc U table, so that we can start our consolidation for the actual with the actual data.
Okay.
Okay, this activity would only be relevant for the legal entities that are available on SAP, right? Which are being
Okay.
created in AC in the S4HANA, right? Only those entities would be taken care here in the release part.
Okay.
Okay, for other details or the other entities where we don't have those entities on S4HANA, right? For them,
Yeah.
we have another task called data collection. So in this
Okay.
data collection, the data is uh, maintained in a flexible upload template, the flat file, and then it is loaded into group reporting with certain parameters.
Okay.
Okay, both the apps, like both the activities, are in data monitor, but release universal journal is a mandatory thing, whereas data collection is an optional.
Okay.
Okay, then we have the validate universal journal. Okay, so this validate universal journal would simply validate whatever the data we have bring from AC-Doc A from this release universal journal. It will validate it, like it will perform some basic check whether your trial balance coming is balanced or not, whether all the whatever the IC accounts you have are having trading partner or not based on your config. All those types of some small checks it will be
Okay.
performed. Okay, it will just validate your universal journal. Okay, now the next activity is basically the calculate net income task. I'm saying it
Just
task
one
because
before we go forward, there is just one point here. Those entities which are already on HANA,
Mhm,
let's say company A1
mhm,
is in Dubai, right? And company A2 is in Saudi. Now we
mhm,
need to consolidate these two companies. One, both of them are HANA for the time being.
mhm,
One is in dirhams and one is in reals.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different currency.
Yeah.
So what's the step from this point on? Because in the individual books, they are in different currency. So when you're bringing it
Right. Right.
together in one place, how do you bring
Right.
it? In the
Yeah,
same
yeah, that
currency, or
that
how do you
that
bring it?
that will come. That will come. I'm just going with you with the consolidation process, right?
Okay.
When we go ahead, I'll tell you how it will happen, everything, the translation and everything. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So here, whatever we data bring from AC doc A into group reporting, right?
Yeah.
That is validated. Now the calculate net income task will be performed. This is like now whatever we would be going in this data monitor, these all are mandatory activities living apart this manual posting. Okay.
Got it. Got it.
So this calculate net income in finance side, it's yearly one posting is there. Like uh, once in a year, the net income is calculated in finance in HANA side. Whereas in group reporting on monthly basis, it has been calculated and posted, and data remains in ACDoc U table. It does not goes back to HANA ACDoc A.
Okay.
Okay, it is
Okay.
always like whatever we do data we post in ACDoc U, right? That remains in ACDoc U. It does not flow back to ACDoc A.
Got it. Got it.
Okay, so here it will calculate the net income in local currency. Okay,
Reporting currency, you mean?
no, the local currency, the company code currency.
Okay.
So in your case,
Which
it was
company?
so whatever we company we have loaded, let's say it is released from ACDoc A or uh, data is uploaded using the data collection task,
Yeah.
it will,
Okay. In the individual currency, it will calculate the
yeah,
net
individual
income.
currency, it will just
Individual.
calculate your
Okay.
net income.
Okay.
Okay. Net
Okay.
income and your current year retained earning for that
Okay.
period.
All
Okay.
right.
Then we have in this step, you may get some error because you loaded some data which is uploaded using data collection task and that is not
Mm-hmm.
balanced, right?
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Those errors are there. Maybe some
Yeah.
mapping issue, GL are not correctly defined,
uh,
or dimensions are
Mapping,
not
there
there.
could
Yeah.
be mapping issue, there could be the balance issue also.
Right.
Balancing, like your trial balance is not telling out to zero, or your PNL and balance sheets are not telling out their
Yeah.
net income. Some
Yeah.
differences, even if it is in cents, a smallest like uh, amount, it will give you that error
Right.
and it will not post that amount. Okay, for that particular entity where we got that error. Then we have validate reported data. This validate report data would have certain rules. Let's say you created certain validations your business required that is to be performed on your local currency. So you
Okay.
can create your validation rules, assign it to the consolidation unit,
Right.
right? And which will check at your local currency level. You can include additional validation rules here also. Like you want some validation to be performed only on local currency, not in group currency. That also you
Understood.
can do.
Yeah.
Then we have manual posting 10. Manual posting 10 is basically like the posting that we would be doing as a topside adjustment before our currency translation or before our actual eliminations happening in group reporting.
Right. Understood. Understood. Yeah.
Now, coming to your point where you mentioned that how it will be converting everything,
Right.
right? So, if we are not doing exchange currency translation from local to group in CFIN based on the business discussion, right?
Okay.
We would be maintaining the exchange rates in for group reporting. Okay, and like these exchange rates would be relevant for this system. It will calculate the group currency in group reporting and corresponding to it, it will calculate CTA or currency translation adjustments, right? And
Okay.
post it to a separate account for balance sheet, to the balance sheet accounts at closing rate. And for your retained earning, it will go to current year retained earning, it will go to your uh, CT account, currency translation adjustment account. So whatever you have
Okay.
in, let's say, in Real or USD or INR, it will
Yeah.
just convert to your group currency if applicable. It will convert and it will post those transactions to your group reporting system.
Okay.
Okay. Now, once we have completed all, like we brought the data, calculated net income, validated, if we have any topside adjustments, we posted, translation also happened. Now, again, here we would be performing a validation.
This translation of the currency can be done in CFIN itself.
Yeah, that can be done in CFIN also. Like it depends. If your business requirement is that whatever the translations you are doing in uh, let's say your CFIN team told that, okay, we would only be providing you the all the translated values from local currency to
Okay.
group currency. In
Okay.
that case, there are certain methods that you can define, or you can remove this step from your data monitor if it won't be relevant for you in future also. Then
No, what I mean to say is, let's say in Dubai, they are maintaining the books in dirhams,
right.
right? So when that data needs to be transferred to this group reporting,
Hmm.
they will maintain another set of financials in the group reporting currency, let's say USD.
So see, there are few things: amount in LC, amount in GC. So when you are running group translation in group reporting, right? In that case, you would bring this amount in local currency. Let's say if it is
That I understood.
US,
I'm talking about
and
the at the entity level
yeah, yeah,
in
at
the
the
in
entity
central
level,
finance. Yeah.
okay, at the entity level, what it will happen? Uh, can you repeat once? Like you asking for translation only, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before transferring the data to group reporting, at
Mhm.
the entity level, if they are translating, they're translating in their books, or it's just a manual exercise. They will
No, no,
translate.
no. That will be all automatic.
Okay.
That will be all automatic uh, activity. That will not be manual activity. The only manual activity that you would have is basically maintaining the exchange rate if it is happening in
Okay.
CPIN side. And in CPIN side also they will always have their group currency.
So at the entity level, we can see the financial reports in the group reporting currency.
Yeah, yeah,
So we'll
right,
be able to pull out two reports. For example, if we pull out a balance sheet, we can see the balance sheet in dirhams and we can see the balance sheet in USD.
right, right. That will be something called as like amount in local currency and amount in group currency.
Okay. So this will be maintained in CFIN itself.
In CFIN and group reporting also you can maintain it. You
Okay.
have both the fields available in group reporting. So
Mhm.
when we release the data, in
Yeah.
that case, we bring both these currencies in group reporting
Okay.
as well
Okay.
as
Okay. Okay. We're bringing both the currencies. If at CFIN level, at the entity level, if they are translating it already, even then we'll be bringing both the currencies to group reporting.
yeah, if they are translating it, so we need to ultimately like eliminate our data,
Hmm.
right? So how we would be eliminating our data? We would be needing something called as local currency and group currency, right? Local currency would be required for your unconsolidated data. I would say like in your local,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
say we have a GBP, right? It will show you everything in GBP only in local currency, and
Yeah.
that will not be a consolidated data in
Yeah.
local
Yeah.
currency. But when we, let's say we have, let me take this up. Case one, okay. CT is done in S4. Case 2, CT is done in GR. In this case, when CT is done in GR in S4, right?
Yeah.
In that case, we would bring both the amounts,
Okay.
okay, in GR.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, and CT task is not required.
Okay.
Okay. But if we are uh, bringing the amount in, like it will be converted in group
Mhm.
reporting. In that case also, it will bring both the values, but the CT task would restate
Okay.
our amount in group currency based on our local currency.
Okay.
Okay. And that data will remain in group reporting.
The
Okay.
translated amounts will be there in group reporting. So
Yes,
the individual entity won't have that information, right?
that will have,
In the
like
second case.
like that will have like when we open any report, it we have the option to view it in LC or GC. Okay. Let's say we have like DU01. We have option to view the amount for both the currency side by side.
Now, when we say we, we're talking about the individual entity.
Yeah, individual entity.
But
Even for group also.
if the individual entity has not translated it before
Hmm.
transferring it to group reporting,
Hmm.
even then they can see this
Yeah, they will be able to
financials in
see
a
it.
different currency.
Yeah, they will still able to see it, but that will not
From which
give them.
module? From central finance, or they will have
Yeah,
access
from
to group
central
reporting?
finance,
Okay, from
from
central
central
finance.
finance. Yeah,
That means
because their sources.
whatever, if the translation is done in group reporting module or group
Hmm.
reporting,
Hmm.
so that information is also flowing back to central finance.
No, that is not flowing back to central finance.
Then how are they able to see that uh, translated version of the financials?
So that is what I'm saying. That will remain in group reporting. On group reporting only they can see it.
Okay, so they will have access to the group reporting module as well.
Yes. They
Okay.
have to have that. Like reports would have these both the details there.
No, see, the thing is, let's say our company, our main head office where the group consolidation is done is in India, right?
Hmm.
One entity is there in Dubai and one entity is there in Saudi. Now,
Hmm.
those people who are working in Saudi, maintaining their
Hmm.
books in Saudi,
Hmm.
when they send their financials to India for consolidation, let's say they send it in their local
See,
currency in reals.
they will not send it. It will be centralized, right? They
Okay.
would be picking up data, like they are not required to send
Let's
their
say, yeah,
data
in
into
India,
Excel.
our parent company, let's say they will automatically pick up the data from the
Right,
system, right?
right,
So
right.
so those people who are sitting in Saudi, they will have
Hmm.
access to the parent company's group reporting module just to
It
look at the
depends.
financials in different
It
currency.
it depends upon the roles and the access given to the user.
Okay, that's okay. That's fine. I'm saying it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
how it is. It
They
is
can
possible.
view, but it
Yeah.
all depends upon the access,
Right.
right? If the top management does not want anybody to look from Saudi or any side this group currency values or their consolidated balance, then they can't see.
Right.
Okay, and okay, now going back to our standardized data validation. So in this standardized data validation, uh, you see that there were two validations. One was in local currency, and this is in group currency.
Yeah.
We can include additional validation methods here, validation rules, okay, and check it over the translated values. Okay.
Okay.
Even if we have the same validation methods, validation rules for both local and group currency, it does not impact server data. Generally, it is a practice that people used to have the same validation methods for consolidation unit having amount in local and group currency, as well as for the consolidated data as well.
Okay.
Okay. So we can keep same, or if you want to include some additional, we can include it. But this will be still at entity level, but in group currency. Okay. Now going to our main part, the elimination. The elimination part is basically performed in consolidation monitor. Here,
Okay.
whatever the eliminations or divestiture, COI elimination, group share, whatever is done, that does not go
Right.
back to our central finance, CFIN,
Understood. Understood.
right? That will remain. All these activities, whatever we see here, would have a different identifier for it in terms of like document types. The document types, whatever we use in group reporting, are different from what we have in CFIN. Okay.
When we say elimination, it this is let's say one entity's payable will be another entity's receivable, for example,
Right.
and we are going to eliminate that, like we will knock it off.
Yeah, yeah.
So that knocking
Yeah.
off is how will that be done? There will be an entry passed
That will
at this
be
level.
an automatic. So whatever the activities you are seeing
Yeah,
here,
at the back end, at the system will pass an entry to nullify
right?
those two balances.
Not the two balances. It is not sure. Like it will always nullify the two balances, but it runs in such a way that it is run at entity level.
At entity level.
Entity level in term, yeah, entity level in terms like let's say you have in some AR in DU01.
DU01 is what?
DU01 is your consolidation unit,
Okay.
and you have another entity DU02 that is having some AP,
Right.
and this will be eliminated in group currency always, not in local currency.
Okay.
So you would have defined like certain identified certain FS item. You would have done some configuration in the backend side by the tech team. Like the tech team would have done some config into your backend. They mentioned that okay, this X account is there,
Hmm.
X1 and XX3 account, right?
Yeah.
If this account has some partner unit, in CFIN side it will be partner unit, but in group reporting it will be sorry, in CFIN it will be trading partner,
Yeah.
but in group reporting it will be partner unit. Let's say it have
Right.
some partner unit as DU02,
Right.
okay, and it has 1000 as converted value in GC,
Right.
but in it will eliminate that transaction and post a document for that entity itself like this, and there will be an offset account for this like this, so that
Okay.
this transaction, if we see at group level, at entity level, okay, if I see it
Right.
at DU01, it will give me that okay, the balance for ARAP for AR has moved to an offset account.
Right. Okay.
Same ways for DU01, let's say it has like exchange rate got difference,
Yeah.
it became 1010.
Right.
At the time of elimination, it will become minus 1010.
Right.
Will be something in, since it is p, it will be in minus, it will be plus, and this amount would be moved to the same offset account.
Or same offset account. Understood. Yeah.
Okay. So this will be showing that your balance from your AP account has moved to offset account.
Right.
Okay. Now going to the cons group level. Okay. So when we see at group level, we don't see by entity. Even though if we see by entity, you would see something like sum, all these.
Yeah. Yeah. So there will be a balance in the offset account at the group
Yes.
consolidation group level.
Right. That will sit into your offset account. So in BPC version, it was like sitting into these accounts only. If we are not been able to reconcile it,
Mhm.
it does go and sit into this account. So it
Okay.
depends upon the management how they want to deal with this,
Okay.
right?
So what are the options here to deal with this balance
So it
that is there in
depends.
the offset
Like
account?
you can, if the management is unable to find it, then you can show it into your balance sheet and under liability side, so that your balance sheet does not gets off
Mhm.
by that amount.
That is
Uh,
where manual posting will come in, right? At the group level.
no, not manual posting. You just need to give this offset account into your uh, hierarchy
Okay, we will define if there is a difference in these
account. If
eliminations.
it
Where will
yeah,
it go in the balance sheet and sit?
right, right.
Okay.
It's just that we are assigning it to an FS item, and this item FS offset account will be
This
going
might
into
become a
somewhere.
part, yeah, this might become a part of, let's say, some other liabilities.
Right, right.
Right. Okay.
Under some sub node, so that it does not appears onto the face
Mm-hmm.
of the balance sheet.
Understood, understood. Yeah.
Okay. Or if
Okay.
business is able to like identify it that okay, uh, they are able to see the transaction for one entity and not for the other entity. Let's say
Mm.
in this case, if they do their analysis, it will show them that they have some huge balance outstanding in their offset account,
Okay.
like that.
Okay. Okay.
And this whole process, whatever we have seen till here, this is a whole automatic thing.
Okay.
Okay. For this, they have certain things that is to be maintained for the FS item required as a mandatory field that we will discuss when we go into the FS item thing and all those things. I'm just
Okay.
giving you a high
Yeah,
level
yeah.
overview for
Understood.
the
Yeah, yeah.
activities. We have sales and COGS elimination, income expense, dividend, balance sheet
Right.
eliminations. We can have multiple eliminations under balance sheet, let's say ARAP, loan
Yeah.
elimination, any other elimination if we have businesses using,
Right.
then we can define it. Then we have manual elimination. This is also known as two-sided elimination. So in this, we would be posting a transaction at consolidation, post a transaction which will eliminate directly between consolidation unit 1 and 2,
Got it. Got it.
and this will be altogether a manual activity.
Right.
Then we have this prep for group changes, preparation for group changes, and this is ran where we have divestiture or equity. When we have been using this equity method,
Mm-hmm.
then it is required. Okay. Then this is enter group share. This is a one time activity, like suppose if we are consolidating in period 12, our first consolidation would happen in period 12,
Yeah.
then it should be maintained from that year or from that period. However, we would be loading the consolidated data in group reporting as opening balances, right?
In January.
In December.
Okay.
Okay. We would be
Group
loading
share.
it in.
Group share is what? What is
So it
happening in
is
group share?
group share in this. Uh, so whatever we discussed, you know that these all are my entities, but you have not mentioned who is holding of which entity or how much share an entity
Mm-hmm.
uh, is holding for the
Okay,
another
okay,
entity.
okay, okay.
So that is what holding and subsidiary relationships and the
All
percentages we
right,
have been
okay,
maintained.
okay.
Then we have eliminations of equity or investment elimination based on the group share. If we
Understood.
have
Okay,
minority interest, then only it will pop up the values, like it will automatically calculate and show us the value.
okay,
And the manual elimination, this is as same as the other eliminations that we have, but it will be at group level. All
right.
these were at entity level, but it will be at group level. So when you look at the data at group only, then only you would see the this posting.
Okay.
Okay. Then the divestiture scenario we have where when the entity leaves the another entity
Mm-hmm.
from the group, then only the scenario will take place. It will make zero out all the divestiture thing for that entity. Okay.
Okay.
And then the last thing is the validate the consolidated data, and this will be ran at group level. This like this was ran at entity level, this was ran at entity level, but in between that we did not see anything running at group level or entity level to check the consolidated data,
Right.
right? So here we can mention like some basic check that my offset account should be equal to 0, but if it is not, it will give me an error. If we have missed, right, it will give something like that of error.
Mm-hmm.
We can make it as error warning or just for an information also we can do it.
Yeah, yeah.
It depends. Once everything is done, right, then we have certain reports available, that is consolidated reports. We can view it by these two apps, that is group data analysis and group data analysis with reporting tools.
Okay.
So group data analysis is the normal view generally used for analysis, whereas for reporting rules is for the specific uh, statements for which a separate config is required. For example, cash flow statement,
Yeah.
statement of equities, all those things. Okay, this is what has been available in group reporting 2022 version on
Okay.
premise. Okay, whereas these both two apps are disabled, and the last one is the group financial that is available on cloud. Okay, and then the
Mm.
management like would be analyzing and doing anything whatever they want to analyze, they'll just go and analyze it and uh, come to an like conclusion that okay, we are good, we can close our data monitor and monitor activities and log the period.
Okay.
Okay. Now there are certain authorizations. uh, in your case I think you are looking from an end user point of view,
Yeah.
right? So it is something like some authorizations are required for the users. Let's say if you got stuck at any point of time, your security team, your basis team would take care of this.
Right.
So now going to this uh, version and everything. So in set global parameters, we, as I mentioned you previously, that there are certain things that is to be mandatorily being maintained. For you, version and consolidation chart of account would all be maintained by your tech team, and they will uh, like let you know that what type of version the consolidation you would be performing, whether it will be at group level or group consolidation or local consolidation you would be local ledger consolidation you would be performing.
Okay.
So based on that, you need to mention the version. The same way, the fiscal year period, the year for which you want to run. And then we have the consolidation chart of account. So the consolidation chart of account is nothing a similar way of GL accounts that we have in CFIN. It is similar to that.
Okay.
That we'll see in the master data thing. Just for your information, like in the previous versions, we have a concept called consolidation ledger. Okay, consolidation ledger is basically like in group reporting, we were able to define a separate field, like a separate config was there, where we used to define that, okay, which ledger is to be taken from CFIN, whether it is to be taken 0L or local ledger or any other ledger. So there was a separate field available in set global parameters, but from 2020 onwards, 2021 and 2022 onwards, this consolidation ledger has been removed. So if you work on any other older version, you would see it. Otherwise, it will not appear.
This will be a step in the data monitor.
This will be a step in set global parameter for releasing the data, and
Okay.
mainly relevant for that part.
I mean, this is talking about mapping of the GLs, right?
Yes, yes, yes. So in older versions, we have the option to show the global parameters to select the ledger also, consolidation ledger, which ledger we want to consolidate.
When you say ledger, you mean the GL
CFIN
account,
ledger. Yeah, GL account ledger.
single account.
Yeah. But there is a config, so that's why it is known here as consolidation ledger.
Okay.
Your tech team or the finance team, or let's say not the finance team, but your uh, group reporting team would surely help you with knowing on what all versions do you have, chart of account, ledger, depending upon your version which you are using. They may or may not tell you, because 2021 and onwards, we don't have this thing available. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now going to the next step is the master data thing.
This global, where we are setting the global parameters.
Mhm.
This versions, can you explain a little bit on this versions?
Okay. So the version is basically like um, it has the like certain details, like what type of data you are pulling from ECDOC, whether it is group currency or whether it is a local currency data. Uh, Group currency or local currency, I mean to say that based on the config, whether you are running it for actual or planned version, what will be your consolidation group structure. Some special versions are also there, part of this config. That is all configuration thing. That's why I did not went too much into it. Like from this consolidation version. So here you can see. So we can, the Y, everything what starts with Y is all what SAP has given. Y1, Y10, all those are SAP delivered. Here we have certain things that is required or that is being created at the time of setting up the version, like version type, reference version, group currency, run mode, allow local currency, translation currency or quantity changes, fiscal year variant, that is
So we can
K4
have all these versions simultaneously.
simultaneously, as in like yeah, we can
I mean, we can.
simultaneously, like you mean to say like selecting multiple.
No, I mean, when we say versions,
Mhm.
for what do we mean by versions? I mean, we are consolidating with one set of rules, so that will be one version, and we are consolidating with another set of rules, that will be another version.
Rules, what you mean by rules?
I
Like,
mean, that's what I am trying to understand here.
so
What do you
version
mean
is
by
basic.
versions?
So the version is basically like it consolidates the different sets of financial data or consolidated different group currencies. For example, I'll give you some example around it.
Yeah.
Let's say you created a version as A10. Okay. In your A10, you have given that my ledger would be in 0L. Okay. My group currency will be USD. Uh, for run mode, you have mentioned as manual, and you have a fiscal year variant as K4, April to December.
Okay.
Okay. So when you run this, all the entities, whatever you have assigned to this consolidation version, would have similar things into it. Will have fiscal year variant as K4. Their group currency will be USD. Okay.
Okay.
They would be taking their data from 0L ledger from CFIN,
Okay.
and then it will get eliminated. Okay.
Okay.
Now let's say if you have
So,
your another
so,
version.
so this version one will be consolidated. So consolidation will be done, and we have this consolidated financials ready in version one.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Now let's say you have an additional requirement from your business that okay, we don't want to go at the 0L ledger. We also needed at local ledger. We want to see some details at local ledger. So what you did, you created another version.
Okay.
Let's say L1. Okay, a new version in group reporting, which will
Okay.
have consolidation ledger as LL, local ledger,
Mm-hmm.
referencing from there, right? Group currency, it depends what group currency you needed. Let's say you have 10 entities, and out of those 10 entities have a different uh, local currencies. If you have you in India, you are also you want the other epic countries to be part of it. Like you needed China also in India.
Okay.
India. So in that case, you need to maintain your group currency as INR. Okay. Fiscal year variant would be in V3 for India for that whole consolidation group. And
Okay.
it should be in line, like all the subordinating, like or all the consolidation units, whatever we are been assigning it, it should be coming under local ledger, and they should have fiscal year variant for there as uh, V3. The CFIN team would have to take care for this.
Okay.
Okay. And once all these things are there, then when you run it based on that L1 version, right,
Mm-hmm.
then you would be able to get your results consolidated for your Indian local ledgers.
So we'll have two sets of consolidated financials.
Yes, you would have two sets, but the purpose is altogether different.
Okay.
Like purpose is different in terms like your A1.
Probably for statutory reporting, we'll have a separate version, but for internal
Right,
analysis
right,
management, we'll have a separate version.
right. For your management, where they want to look at some grouping,
Hmm.
that will be a
Right.
separate thing, separate
Right.
version. You can say it
Okay.
as a local version,
Right.
local ledger, sorry, not local version.
Okay.
So from there, it differs. In addition to it, there are certain additional things, extension version, reference version. Generally, it depends, but people don't used to go into too much detail for extension and reference version. It is nothing but you would be creating a version, giving that reference version detail, and all those things. When you run data, release the data for one group or one version, it will automatically release data for another.
Okay.
We have maintained the reference version,
Mhm.
but it should have those same details, uh, fiscal year variant and everything, to be similar in that point of view.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
If it is a different, then system would give you an error uh, that it has a different fiscal year variant or ledger. Both. It could be both of the cases. Okay.
Oh.
Now we have the next thing is master data activity. So
So
master
we are
data
following
activity.
with, the initial steps that you showed me, that diagram, that chart.
Yeah.
So we are following that sequence, right?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So it is something like.
Before we move on to this stepwise
Mhm.
flow, can you just show me how does the final consolidated financials look like?
Uh,
Once everything is done, all the consolidation is done, what is the final report? How does that look like? The final report.
okay. Actually, I'm not having the system right now. I'll check with the tech team, but I
Okay.
can give you the uh, like it depends. Generally, what does it happen? Business used to go for analysis for office or SAC for reporting,
Yeah.
because in group reporting we have a different format, which is very different. The view is very much different. The results are same, but the
Mhm.
view is very much different. What we have in group data analysis.
I mean, in group reporting,
Mhm.
so we won't be able to see the balance sheet.
You can see it, but it will be different. How
Different
I
in the
should
sense what? I mean,
different, like it will be rolling up from lower to the higher level. Like
that's okay. That's okay. I understand. I mean, for our as per IFRS, the presentation, that presentation
right.
configuration will not be there in group reporting. That will be there in SAC. You're saying?
No, no, not in SSC. So it will get eliminated based on that. The only thing is the view of that report.
Yeah, I'm talking about the view only. The report, the way the report is formatted, it's not as per what we want, right?
Yeah, the
Just a
formatting
simple,
part would be a different thing.
yeah. For example, classification of current assets, non-current assets, that classification will not be there in group reporting.
No,
That's
no,
what you're
that
saying?
that will be there. That will be there. Everything will be
Okay.
there. It is just the roll up thing. Like,
Mhm.
for example, uh,
I
you
mean, it
have
will
balance
show
sheet.
each entity's financials separately, right?
Yeah, that will show. That will show. But
That will be kind of a,
let me make something
yeah.
for you. Here, CA.
That's enough. That's okay.
So here, what it will happen? It has 100,
Yeah.
has 200. It will show you as sum
Hmm.
200. It will go in the asset side, and here you have this LEQ, liability.
Yeah.
You have equity
And some
and
long-term liabilities.
something, current liabilities.
Yeah.
Let's say this is 100. This is 200.
Hmm.
It will be summed up as 300. Okay. But here, what it will do, it will have this minus this. It will come like this. But it will be rolled up at each level.
That's okay. There, I understand. But what about
Yeah.
different entities? It will show different entities in separate
Yeah.
columns.
Entities. Yeah, you can have the entities here. Like here, you would be having one field as amount in GC.
Mhm.
Okay. You would have here DU01, DU02, all
Okay.
the
All
entities.
right. All right. All right.
Even
Understood. Understood.
you can change this group currency to LC.
Okay.
But if you change it to LC, then it will be in local currency and all unconsolidated data.
Mm-hmm.
However, in GC also you can see the consolidated and unconsolidated data separately
Okay. In group reporting itself, we don't need to
in
go to
group reporting
anywhere else,
itself.
right? Okay.
In group reporting itself. Okay. By using certain
Okay.
parameters, you can do it.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Okay.
And from here, we can drill it down to the transaction level, right?
Uh, you
Can
can't
we?
drill it down not at the GL account level, like at the CFIN posting level. You can't drill it down till there.
Okay.
You can drill down till up to a certain extent, like not able to go into too much detail, like
Mm-hmm.
where the transaction, who posted. Like in that app, we have an option to like drill down. A new app would open that would take you to that balance, whatever as the posting is there in that account.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. It will appear.
All right. All right.
And that too, if it does not appear, then you need to update the prompts on the top, few of the details on the top. Mhm.
Okay.
Now, the next thing is the master data. So before going to the master data, is there any question from your side?
Till
Because
now, I
now
mean,
now we have been going into some of the details like master data thing, and then like at the end, I'll try and go into the what's new in group reporting, the main
hmm.
thing, the prep ledger, GRPL. That is altogether a new thing. We can go into it, but for going into it, we need to get some details around it, idea around all these things.
We will not be
Then
doing
only
it on the server, on the SAP interface.
actually, I don't have the access for now.
Well, I've understood the steps, I've understood the concept. So
Hmm.
what we basically need to do is look at how it is done in SAP.
Yeah, SAP.
Yeah, in the system.
Yeah. One minute. Okay. So now we have the next, like, as we are moving forward to the master data part. So the
Yeah.
master data part is something, it is relevant to the config also, like setting up version, sub items, document types. These all are config, whereas it also has some master data object like consolidation unit, consolidation group, FS items, mappings, all those
Right.
things. So the configuration part, if I talk about the configuration part, it has the main thing as version that we talked, and then we have the sub item and the document types. Sub item is basically the audit trail. I can say like that. Sub item, document types, posting levels. These all are a type of audit trail from where you can identify the type of transaction, or you can identify the nature of the transaction.
Okay.
Okay.
Just one thing, it just came up in my mind.
Mhm.
What about other reports like fixed assets report and aging reports, inventory data, all that
No,
at group
aging
level?
reports and those details, I don't think that will be available in group reporting. We
Okay,
need to refer back to the CPIN side only for that,
so
because
individual
aging.
entities.
Mhm.
So at the group level, how will we handle those kind of reports? If
So those will be handled based on the ACDoc A data. Generally, those reports will be like available in ACDoc A, CFIN side. So from there you can bring those data or those reports.
CFIN, when you say CFIN, you mean individual entity will be having those
CFIN, I
reports?
mean to say like the central finance.
Central finance. That's the that at the entity level.
Yeah, yeah, at entity level you can get it, and then like they can consolidate it or do anything. But in
But that
group
will be
reporting,
manual, right?
yeah, but the team, I think uh, uh, the reporting team, or if you have a separate reporting team, or uh, they can guide you, they can help on providing those details. But it all depends on the business, how they can get that aging thing, because in the current world also they would been getting this aging report from their CPIN side.
From CFIN, they'll be getting the aging report in the group reporting currency.
Yeah, but actually it is something like uh, they would get, but some calculation might need to be done from their end.
Whose end?
uh,
Entities end?
no, no, from CFIN side itself. In group reporting we don't have this option to get that aging thing.
Is it there in BPC?
Not in BPC, in S4 side, CFIN, S4 HANA. S4 HANA team needs to look into it.
No, I'm saying
We,
this functionality is there in
no, it is
BPC
not.
or this ECC.
No, no, no,
It's not there.
no.
Okay. 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 That's fine.
Because since we have here the consolidated data, and we bring here data in a summarized form, so that level of detail, that level of granularity is not available in
Hmm.
group reporting
I mean,
at each.
the sub module details are not consolidated, right? I mean, individual. For example, if entity A1 has a customer called, let's say, DHL, right?
Mhm.
So detail of that customer will not go to the group reporting.
That detail of that customer will only have that customer name. It will not have like, okay, this is the payment that we received, or this is the detail that we received
Yeah, I'm not
on
talking
this.
about that detail. I'm talking about only the balances. The balance of that customer will go to group reporting.
Yeah, yeah, that we can bring. The customer field is there, which we can bring in group reporting.
Okay, so at at the customer level, the data can move to group reporting. So
Yes.
if that is possible, then even
No, aging is not possible. So that's what I'm saying. You would have
Mhm.
received multiple payments from your client, right? Multiple payments,
Mhm.
multiple expenses, but you can't bifurcate in group reporting.
Right,
They
right.
will be
Understood, understood.
altogether
Yeah,
a
yeah,
separate thing, right? You can get the
yeah.
customer name, but not the aging.
Mhm. Only the outstanding amount will be able to see that this is the outstanding
Only
amount.
outstanding amount you would
Yeah.
be able to see it, and that too generally
In
business.
group reporting, we can see the customer's outstanding amount of each entity.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
if we are bringing that field, then we can see it.
Uh,
Okay,
all right.
so for document types, generally we don't change the document types. The SAP has given the standard document types for
Got it.
consolidation.
Yeah.
In exceptional cases, like it depends, if we have additional requirement from business, then only it will be updated, and that too will be from end user point of view, they will just raise a request if it sees anything, like the management would raise a request,
Understood.
and then a ticket would be raised, all those things.
Yeah.
Okay. Now consolidation groups and consolidation unit. Consolidation unit is similar to the company codes, and the consolidation group is just like we are grouping it, multiple consolidations units under one group. Okay. Then
Okay.
we have the FS items. FS item is similar to the GL account. For FS item, we can have many is to one. Like let's say we
Mm-hmm.
have cash accounts. Business would be having
Yeah, yeah,
500 cash accounts or bank
yeah.
accounts. So in group reporting, what we can do, we can club it into one account.
Right,
So instead of showing those 500, we can show one account. Or there is one more thing we can do it, like in group reporting, we can have 1:1 mapping. For example, you have one account for AR. Corresponding to it, a similar account is also created in group reporting,
got it,
and
got it. Yeah.
that is being mapped. Also, the third approach, that is the hybrid approach, right? In which it can be like uh, mm, for cash accounts or whatever the set of accounts you needed, you can have it as many GL accounts to one FS item, and for other accounts, other GL accounts, you can have 1:1 mapping. So it all depends upon the business how they want to tackle the things.
Right.
And from a reporting point of view or seeing at the GL account level, even though if we do it in many is to one or many is to one or 1:1, we can still see the GL account level detail in group data analysis. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
In that, we have a separate dimension called account. So let's say like it's like we will select first the FS item, and then include the another dimension as account, so that it will give you the account by account detail for all of the company code. If you have the company code on the top, that is fine. If not, then you can see it for at group level also, like in total.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Okay.
that is also possible. And then we have some additional consolidation values that is been there, like it includes the master data chart of master data hierarchies, some ownership percentages. These all are treated as additional consolidation master data.
Okay.
Okay. So now we have been going towards the organizational structure and all those things. In this whole master data thing, uh, I'll not go into too much detail for the ledger, because the ledger is something like it is done in the backend, and we
Yeah.
just need to maintain in parameters.
All right. That's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So consolidation unit, it is the smallest element for the consolidation group structure. Like based on that only,
Yeah.
our data would be coming from AC.Doc A into group reporting. So here we can see, like as I mentioned you previously, that there were two apps. One was consolidation unit create and change, and define consolidation units. One more is for display, that is fine. I did not talk because generally from end user point of view, it depends. They may or may not provide you to access to change or create, but display
Hmm.
access would surely they would provide you. So from 2020 to 2020 onwards, right, they have given us the fiscal year variant. For any of the fiscal year variant, we would be able to see this app. Whereas this app is deprecated. Like
Okay.
even though if we are able to see this, but these app would not provide us any of the data. Okay. So they have made certain changes into this app uh, with the new reporting logic. Like we can, previously it was like uh, we can't edit the consolidation units for when we are using this consolidation unit create and change app. Whereas from define consolidation unit, we are able to mention, we can give a different consolidation unit. We can change the fiscal year variant. All those things are there. And uh, uh, we can assign the uh, currency translation rules to the consolidation unit. All those things are there. So here are some of the uh, details relating to the consolidation unit. For example, like if you have created your consolidation units in the lower systems, right, then you can do import and export. That will be part for you as a cutover activity. But let's say if you have a new entity
Yeah.
then created in the lower system, and you don't want to go into this maintenance and everything part, you want your team to look into it and upload that data, create it manually from their end, then they can use it and import template for consolidation unit. So
Okay.
yeah, so there are some standard features that consolidation unit name. There is some limitation that small characters, small text can be in of 15 digit or 20 digit, then medium, then long description. All those things are there for the consolidation unit. Lastly, when we can save it, as well as once we save this consolidation unit or the consolidation units are created, uh, we can easily see that to which consolidation to which company code this consolidation unit is mapped.
Okay.
For example, like you have an entity in AC Docker A uh,
Yeah.
2001. Corresponding to it, you would create a new entity 2001 in group reporting, so that it easily brings the data from that entity at the time of release, and we can run the consolidation process. As well as these consolidation units, whatever we create in uh, in group reporting, that can also be used in managed global accounting hierarchies. The thing that we talked, you asked me that what is this hierarchy thing.
Yeah.
So it is nothing but a way of presentation of our financial statement or of our legal entities or partner unit, profit center, whatever. Let's say if you want to view your income statement by functional area, so you would create an functional area hierarchy, sub-item hierarchy in group reporting using this managed global accounting hierarchies app. Similarly, like the balance sheet, your finance team would have a separate balance sheet, right? But your business says that, okay, we don't need that balance sheet. We want a different view of our balance
Mm.
sheet
In group
uh,
reporting.
in group reporting. That can be differentiated by your management view, your legal view.
Mm.
Like it could be different, right? Same ways for consolidation unit, the management wants that, okay, when I'm publishing my financials, I want a separate view of my legal hierarchy, which can be differentiated. And uh, when I filter onto one of my groups into that
Mm.
hierarchical view, it will give me that this level of summarization only.
Understood. Understood. Yeah.
Same way is for management also. It depends, like if they want by region, they can bifurcate it by region. Same way as the profit center. Generally, the profit center hierarchy is kept as same as CFIN uh, for the sake of simplicity, because many reports might be dependent on it. So it is same as CFIN, but it is created in group reporting separately so that it can be used in group reporting for management purpose and used in group data analysis as well.
Okay. When we talk about this consolidation units, when we're creating consolidation units, all those consolidation units will be taking the group chart of accounts, right?
No, that will be taking our operational chart of account, not the group chart of account.
So whatever is the chart of account at the entity level, that same chart of account will be this consolidation units chart of account.
Right, right.
Okay, and then this consolidation units chart of account will be mapped to the group chart of account.
Yeah, that will be like a one-step activity for you. Like
Yeah, I
taking
understand.
group
I'm
reporting.
just
Yeah,
trying to understand
they
the
would be just
calculation.
simply giving one version, the consolidation chart of account, 2 digit. Let's say they gave A1 for your uh, consolidation chart of account as A1. They created it. You can have a maximum 10 characters in it, and there is a limitation that beyond that you can't have it. It can be alphanumeric, but can't exceed that. And it is part of like, as you create your FS items and you map it, you create your FS items, you map it if you want. If it is an offset account, then you won't map it. Like certain GR specific accounts we have, that is not required to be mapped. We can exclude those, but apart
Yeah,
from
yeah.
that, yeah, it will be similar lines on that. Okay.
So when we create a consolidation unit, it will import the chart of account from the entity, the individual entity.
No, it will not import from individual entity. It will be like maintained like that. We have that SK1 table. If you heard
No, I mean, let's
SK.
say in Dubai, they are maintaining books and they're maintaining a chart of account there in Dubai, right?
Hmm.
Now in India, when we are creating a consolidation unit for Dubai,
Hmm.
so we'll also be creating a chart of account which will match, which will be similar to the
It
chart
will
of
be
account in Dubai.
same. It will be
It will be
same.
same. So how will we get that chart of account? We'll simply
That will be like simply like they would be all these are maintained in CFIN,
so
and these are
it will pick it up from CFIN. The chart
yeah
of
that
account
will
data, it will pick it up
yeah
from there.
chart of account data will be picked directly from CFIN, right?
Okay.
The transactional data will be there, but when it comes to group reporting, it will run on that mapping and few other things.
Right.
So it will not have any impact on us from a consolidation point of view.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So
basically,
like
we'll have the two chart of accounts. I mean, one is the group chart of account, which is for consolidation, and one is at the consolidation unit level chart of account.
no.
Then,
Only one chart of account will be there. So if you would have heard about this concept in CFIN side, we have SKA1 table and SKB1 table.
okay.
SKA1 table is basically it does not filters your GL account by company code,
Okay.
whereas SKB1 table, it filters your data by company code, like your
Okay.
GL accounts by company code.
Okay. Okay.
So here what we generally used to refer it is something like SKA1 table. So whatever the data is entity is having, it is irrespective whether it is created for in the source data or not. It will be using a central FS items in group reporting.
What about those entities which are not on HANA? I mean, they're using a different system.
If they have been using a different
Let's
system,
say, let's say Saudi is using QuickBooks and they want to, and you are creating a consolidation unit in India for Saudi.
Mhm.
So how will you get to chart of accounts?
They would have to keep something as similarity, or else they would do some mapping. They have to do that mapping. They need to like get the data from SAP or whatever the legacy, whatever the system they are using. If they are not using SAP, then they have to do it manually. They have to replace those GL accounts.
So that GL data will be the
Taken as
balances. Yeah, the balances will be uploaded to consolidation units chart of
yes,
accounts, right? Chart of
that will
account
be up,
TB.
not to the chart of account. That's what I'm saying. They have to update those chart of account manually if they are using a different chart of account, like GL accounts, not chart of account. I'll say a different GL account.
Yeah, that understand. What I'm saying is, if the system is being if there if Saudi entity is also using HANA, then it will automatically pick up the data.
Right,
But if it's using a separate ERP system like QuickBooks
right.
or Oracle Financials,
Hmm.
so for that we'll have to manually export the data and then import it into
Right,
group reporting, right?
right, right. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right.
So I think we can wrap it up till here.
Yeah,
I'll,
sure. No problem. Can we also do the sessions on Saturday and Sunday as well? Or you want
no,
to take off?
I
No?
want to take off. Actually, Saturday and Sunday I'm having some plans.
Okay.
So Azam, if we have those credentials available, then surely we can like go into the Fury app and look
Yeah.
into the data. Right. That will
Right.
be
Yeah. So it will have
easiest
all
way.
the sample company data in it, right?
Yes, I think so. It will have. Yeah.
Or we have to upload all the data?
Not all the data. I think SAP, there is some basic data SAP does provides us. We can
Mhm.
check once we get the system. If
Okay.
not, then we can just like create some flexible upload template and
Mhm.
go through it, right? You would have
Okay.
an idea like how that template is being prepared.
Yeah, I mean, in Dynamics, we do a lot of uploading of the data. So,
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
right. See, in Dynamics, what we have is, I don't know whether you're aware of it. In Dynamics, there is a GL code, and each
Mhm.
GL code will have multiple dimensions.
Okay.
For example, there is one GL code for cash account, right? Now,
Mhm.
that cash account, if a company has different divisions, that cash account GL code, let's say GL code is 121212, right?
Mhm.
Now 1212 is the GL main GL code, and then it will have a separate dimension for a different division. Let's say there are three divisions in the company. So
Mhm.
for each division A, it will have a separate dimension associated to that GL account. So when we are posting an entry, we'll select the GL
Mhm.
account. We'll also select these different dimensions along with the GL account when we're posting an entry. So we
Okay.
can have a separate P&L report for the division itself.
Okay.
So divisional P&L will come up, divisional balance sheet will also be there. So like
Mhm.
that. So similar thing is also there in SAP. If we want, so a company has a different division and
Mhm.
we need to see the P&L or profitability of a division separately, we can see that.
Uh, Actually, I need to check that one table is there.
Mhm.
From there, I need to check because the division thing, I'm not 100% sure. I did not see in that
I mean,
table,
it's
but
kind
yeah,
of a,
once we,
you can say a cost center.
yeah, I understood
Yeah.
uh,
A
the
profit
thing that you
center
are
or a
mentioning.
cost center.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so generally business would always have some make some adjustments to their current system because of this. If division or any other field is not available,
Yeah.
then they have to do some mapping or they would have to create some Z fields.
Mhm.
So that is the whole thing around it.
Okay. Oh. Okay, I guess we can call it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, feel free to ask your questions in the comment section below, and we will reply to them at the earliest.